Okay, guys, welcome back to our final chapter of this subject. And thank you so much for your patience. And I know it's been not easy, very challenging ang online class. But thank you so much. And we're going towards the end of our lecture. Hopefully, I could finish this one last chapter before our final exam. And yeah, I'm just so honored to serve you guys as being part lang ng college journey nyo, and I'm so thankful talaga to be part of your journey with this parang first time din since last year yung online class with the CPU. But thank you so much. If this is your first time to this channel, please feel free to share, like and share, don't forget to, if you could, if you enjoy, if you are expecting more content in the future, you could simply click subscribe as well. So thank you so much, and let's dive in to our lecture for today. Right. Okay, share capital transactions after original issuance. So technically, this is just a continuation, of our previous discussion. Okay. So learning objectives, we have 6, of course. As you can see in the slides, we'll describe different share capital transactions. We'll also do some journal entries. Siyempre, yung walang katapusan journal entries sa financial reporting na to na subject. As well as ano yung mga methods in acquiring those treasury shares as well. And yung mga issuance, re-issuance, acquisition ng treasury shares. So, dyan tayo mag-dwell later on. And also, how do we journalize yung conversion from preference shares to ordinary? Ka-convert natin yan. And also, the term ng capitalization. Okay? So, first off, ano ba yung sinasabi na capital transactions? So, actually, we have 4 actually, we have this share capital retirement. Number 2, we have this transactions about treasury, by purchase or donation. We have also yung conversion from preference share to ordinary share, and also yung recapitalization na tinatawag. So, to start with our discussion, let's see yung sa slides, share capital retirement. Pag sinabing retirement, parang pinurchase siya ulit ng company or ng corporation. Tapos reacquire siya, then i-retire. Ibig sabihin, parang ika-cancel na yung share capital account, in connection to that. Kumbaga parang ika-cancel mo, meaning you just debit it, yung mga share capital, share premium na related to that share. Also, yung retirement price, it's either nasa greater or less than doon sa issuance price niya. So, para at least mas ma-appreciate natin itong topic na to, let's have this short illustrative problem. So, yung ipil-ipil company daw, we have yung shareholders equity given doon sa balance sheet niya. Nakalagay dito, 1 million for preference share. We have also yung share capital, or rather yung share premium, and also yung retained earnings. Out of this 10,000 shares na ni-issue, sabi dito sa problem, 1,000 shares were subsequently reacquired and retired. So what would be our journal entry, given this problem? Okay, case number 1, what if na reacquire siya or na-retire siya above the issuance share? So from 103, we have this 105. So what would be our entry? That's debit to preference share capital. How do we compute? So from given sa problem na 1,000 shares, multiply lang natin dun sa par value. Okay, par value niya is 100 peso per share. So we debit 100,000 to preference share. And also we have here share premium na related din dito actually, That's 3,000, and you will get that from the issuance price kasi yung par value niya is 100, tapos yung issuance price niya is 103. Meaning may difference siya na 3 pesos, which is related doon sa share premium. And also, yung difference pa na 2, Okay? Yung 103 and 105, yung difference nun is 2 pesos. We will just multiply it sa 1,000 shares, then we credit that sa retained earnings. Then, lahat, no, i-credit natin siya sa cash. Kasi magpapalabas nga yung corporation ng cash doon sa ni-retire na share. Okay, case number 2, what if daw below siya ng par? So, ang par value natin, once again, 100 pesos. So, yung na-retire siya at 98 pesos. What would be our entry? So, yung difference lang dito actually, from case number 1 kanina, we debited the retained earnings account. Nag-debit tayo no, dun sa difference. So, from 98 pesos, from 100 na par value niya, so we have here 98 pesos. So, may difference siya na 2 pesos. Okay, let's see. Preference share, multiply natin dun sa par value niya, 100,000. Then, also yung related na share premium doon, kasi yung amount ng issuance is 103. Okay, so 3 pesos, 3,000, no, multiplied doon sa 1,000 shares kanina. So we debit share premium and 3,000. Also we credit yung how much ba yung cash na i-release natin. So that's 105,000. Tapos yung difference nun, I think there's a, let me check ano, okay, may correction lang dito yata. Let me see. Okay, for a while guys. So, share premium on retirement of preference share. So, 110. So, baka may difference siya. Share premium, I think there should be a discount. Okay, let me check my material. Right, for a while guys, no? I'll just check our handbook to this. Ayan. Let me check. There's a typo error. Okay, meron nga. So, this should be, instead of 100,000, that should be 98. Right? So, 98,000 to dapat. Okay, yung, instead of 105, no, just change it to 1,000. Okay, I'll try to, this one. So, this should be a 98,000, no? That should be 98. Okay. Ayan. So, dapat cross out ko na lang. Ayan. So, 98,000 plus mo yung plus natin yung 5,000. So, equal niyan is 103. So, tama ba na cash? Yes. Naka-credit sa cash, and also yung partner niyan, yung share premium dash retirement of preference share na 5,000. So, sabi dito sa notes natin, any indicated loss from share capital transactions is debited to retained earnings. Any indicated gain is credited to share premium account. In no instance should a gain or loss from retirement should be reported in the income statement. Ibig sabihin guys, hindi siya kasama to sa income statement natin na report. Alright? So I think that's it for this case number 2. At a discount, below siya ng, below siya ng 100 peso par. Okay? Oh, by the way, yeah, yung computation pala dun sa 98,000, that's 1,000 pesos 1,000 shares multiplied by 98 pesos per share. So, just a correction to that. Yeah. Okay, what about yung second part of this discussion is about yung treasury share transactions. Yung parang binabuyback na ng corporation, no? Is a corporation's own share of stock that has been issued, na-issue siya, pinalabas siya dun sa corporation, but nire-acquire, but not yet cancelled. Hindi pa siya naka-cancel, hindi pa siya nare-retire. So, treasury share yung tawag doon. So, what would be our journal entries in connection to this? No? Treasury share, so, prerequisites in order that the share can qualify as a treasury share. So, we have 3 qualifications na kailangan i-consider. The share must be a corporation's owned shares of stocks. The share must have been issued originally. The share is reacquired but not for cancellation. So, yun yung transactions na dapat tatlo, no? Dapat galing siya sa own company's own shares of stock. Dapat originally na-issue din siya kasi pag hindi siya na-issue, no? Parang dito lang siya sa corporation, hindi siya pwedeng tawagin treasury share. And also, pag na-cancel yung share na yun, hindi natawag sa kanya treasury share. Okay, so these three transactions or prerequisites should be present. No? Ano ba yung mga legal limitation on treasury share? So the Corporation Code of the Philippines, sabi dito, no corporation shall redeem, repurchase, or reacquire its own shares of whatever class unless it has adequate amount of unrestricted retained earnings to support the cost of said shares. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi pwede mag-reacquire yung corporation kung wala naman silang pambayad na not enough daw yung ano tawag dito, yung retained earnings. So, pag wala ka nito, unrestricted na retained earnings, hindi siya enough to cover up yung cost ng treasury shares, no, na bibili natin. Then, hindi siya pwedeng ma-reacquire, hindi siya pwedeng ma-report as treasury share. Okay? Ano pa yung mga legal limitations natin based on our law? Therefore, retained earnings must be appropriated to the extent of the cost of treasury share, and the same must not be declared as dividend until the treasury share is subsequently sold. Kumbaga na-reacquire na siya, supposed to be part siya dun sa mga dividends sana. So, sabi dito, hindi siya pwedeng ma-declare as dividend yung treasury na yon unless mabenta siya subsequently sold. Okay, so after discussing this short theory behind this treasury share, let's go sa accounting for treasury share. So dito na papasok mga journal entries natin. What's the theory behind those journal entries? So we have here number 1, purchase and re-issuance of treasury share. The standard provides, sabi dito, yung accounting standard natin, that treasury shares should be recorded at cost. Okay? Should be recorded at cost irrespective of whether these are acquired below or above book value. So regardless daw, underscore natin sa notes natin, should be at cost. And also, if treasury share is acquired for cash, kung nag-acquire tayo ng treasury share tapos nagpalabas tayo ng cash, the cost is equal to the cash payment. Kung magkano yung cash payment natin, yun yung cost ng treasury share. As well as, no, kung non-cash naman, on the other hand, non-cash consideration kapalit doon sa treasury share natin, the cost is usually measured by the, syempre yung book value ng cash given, no? Ng cash asset given out. Kung magkano yung cash value nun, or yung book value nun, then yun yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, syempre, to illustrate this concept, we need some sort of illustrative problem to understand this treasury share. So we have here 2,000 shares of 100 peso par ordinary share are acquired for 130 per share. So doon pala makikita mo there's a difference na 30 pesos. So let's see what would be the entry to record our acquisition. Paano acquisition? Siyempre nagpapalabas tayo ng pera as a corporation, part tayo dun sa point of view. So once again, yung journal entry dito is nasa point of view siya ng corporation. Okay? So reacquire ka ng treasury shares, so you debit treasury shares. Yan yung natanggap, na-receive ng corporation. So 2,000 shares multiplied by 130 pesos. Kasi yan yung value ng cash na ipapalabas natin. So that's the credit to cash na 260,000. Case number 1, what if? Okay? Yun yung case, yung first natin na entry upon acquisition. So, re-issuance at cost. What if nag-reissue tayo ng treasury shares at cost? Okay, what will happen? What would be our entry? Siyempre, re-receive yung corporation ng cash, then magpapalabas sila ng treasury shares. So, 2,000 shares multiplied by 130. Okay, yan yung gagamitin natin na price. 260 pesos. Kasi nakalagay dito at 130 pesos per share. Okay? So, credit treasury shares. Case number 2, re-issuance at more than cost. Kasi yung cost niya is 260. Ngayon, ni-reissue yung treasury shares na yun at cost. Then, we will recognize a share premium dash treasury shares. So, we will receive cash amounting to 300,000. That's 2,000 shares times 150 pesos. And we credit this two accounts. Treasury shares, syempre yung cost niya lang, we credit natin 2,000 times 130. Tapos yung difference nun, 300 minus 260, that's 40,000. Yung gain from sale of treasury shares, should that be credited to income? Hindi siya nakakredit sa income. And also, it's not part of this income statement na report. Okay? So, what will happen naman kung below cost? Kasi dito, above cost siya, we recognize this new account, share premium dash treasury shares. So, what will happen kung below cost naman? We will recognize parang loss siya, no? But a reduction doon sa retained earnings. Kasi yung normal balance ng retained earnings natin is nasa credit. So, we debit that one, no? At 20,000 pesos. So, cash debit, kung magkano yung na-receive ng corporation, at 120 pesos. Multiply lang natin sa 2,000 shares, that's 240,000. And kikredit natin yung cost lang, okay, na 130 pesos, yung cost ng treasury shares. So, multiply natin 2,000, that's 260,000. So, yung difference nila sa debit, we will debit yung retained earnings. So, any loss from sale of treasury shares is debited to share premium from treasury shares transactions of the same class, if any. And if the balance is exhausted, it is charged to retained earnings. So, kung may balance siya doon na share premium from treasury shares, then yun yung i-debit natin. But this time, based on sa illustrative problem natin, wala doon yung balance ng share premium dash treasury shares. Alright? So, to further explain, no, let's use another illustration here. So, ito yung account balances doon sa treasury shares or sa shareholders equity rather. So, we have here, may balance siya na share premium treasury shares. Kanina kasi wala siyang balance, ano? Yung share premium. Kaya, dineretso natin debit dun sa retained earnings. This time, meron siyang balance na 10,000. Yung share premium dash treasury shares. So, let's see if yung treasury shares natin is nabenta at 100 peso per share. The entry is debit natin share cash 100,000. Magkano ba yung cost ng treasury shares natin? No, 150, no? Doon kanina sa problem natin nakalagay 1,000 times 150, that's 150,000. Then 100 pesos lang yung pagkabenta niya. So therefore, i-credit natin, i-exhaust muna natin lahat ng balance ng share premium dash treasury shares. Yung balance niya doon sa problem natin is only at 10,000. So, yun lang yung debit natin. So, yung maximum niya. Then, yung difference na hindi na kaya ng account na to ng share premium dash treasury shares, then yung mag-absorb nun is yung retained earnings. Okay? The two problem prior to this, yung example doon is only retained earnings lang yung may given. Okay? So, that's the concept behind it. Kung wala ka tong balance yung share premium dash treasury shares, then we'll just exhaust this or we will just debit the whole 50,000 to retained earnings. Okay? So, I think that's it. First part of our illustration. Alright, so donation and re-issuance of treasury shares. So, ano ba yung theory behind it before we go to different journal entries as well? So, donated shares refer to shares of stock received by the corporation from its shareholders by way of donation. So, nag-receive them, shares of stock received ng corporation by way of donation. It's either nag-donate yung ibang shareholders to the corporation in a form of treasury shares. They are actually treasury shares and therefore may be issued at any price without any discount liability. Okay? And also, donated shares are acquired without cost. Donation nga, di ba? Na-acquire siya na walang cash na ibinigay yung corporation. They do not affect the corporation's assets, liabilities, and of course, di ba? There's no, although they reduce outstanding shares. Magre-reduce yung outstanding mo kasi parang bumabalik yung shares mo to the corporation. The receipt is recorded by means of memorandum entry. However, memorandum entry lang upon receipt. Kumbaga, ito, ABC Corporation received a total of 1,000 shares as donated shares. Pero upon re-issuance and resale of the donated shares, increase capital and paid in. Increase assets and paid in capital. Kasi syempre, once ma-reissue mo yung shares na yon, papalabas ka ng shares, then may papasok doon na, tawag dito, may papasok na, syempre yung cash kasi binenta mo siya. Alright? So, okay, let's move to the next illustration. Ano ba yung ano natin dito? Entry upon re-issuance. So, sabi natin, memo entry lang tayo. Memorandum entry lang upon receipt of that donation. Okay, pag nag-receive ka ng 1,500 shares, then we'll just put it into a memorandum entry. But upon issuance na, then we will debit cash and we will credit this new account, the donated capital account. So that's 180,000. So we get that from 120 pesos because binenta mo siya at 120 pesos. Okay, we don't use this par. Okay, we only use yung selling price upon reissuance. Alright? So, number 3, part ng ating learning objectives for this chapter 9 of our handbook, retirement of treasury stock. So, ano ba yung nangyayari pag nire-retire natin yung treasury stock? So, let's discuss yung theory behind it. Now, if the treasury share is retired, the respective share capital account, it's either preference or ordinary, is debited at its par value, and the treasury share account is credited at cost. Kasi nga, when we say treasury share, guys, yung normal balance niya is nasa debit. So, we have to retire it. Kung i-retire natin siya, we have to credit yung account ng treasury share. Ano yung kapares niya? It's either yung respective share capital account na ordinary share capital or preference share capital. So if the retirement results in a gain, such gain is credited to share premium related to that same issue. So kung ni-retire daw natin yung treasury shares na yon, tapos kung may gain siya, then we have to remember yung account na gagamitin, share premium related to that retirement. Okay? So we have also, after this, we have also some few illustrations to explain the concept behind this retirement of treasury stock. So if the retirement results in a loss, so meaning mas malaki yung cost niya compared dun sa par value niya, the loss is debited to the following in the order given. So in order siya, it's either kung may available siya na share premium na related dun sa original issuance ng treasury share, then what's the proper term? I-exhaust muna natin. Ubusin muna natin yung balance natin. If ubus na, then we'll go to share premium dash treasury stock. And lastly, pag wala na tong mga share premium na to, we will use the retained earnings. Kung hindi naman to given sa problem actually, we'll just use directly to the retained earnings. Okay, let's have this short illustration to explain what's the concept behind these 3 rules na kailangan nating i-prioritize. As you can see, we have this share premium and also share premium dash treasury shares, and also we have this 500,000 na retained earnings. So ano yung entry natin? Okay, to illustrate, if the treasury shares are subsequently retired, okay, the entry is lahat ng ordinary share na related doon sa treasury share, we will debit it to 1 at the par value of that shares, no? And also, i-exhaust muna natin lahat ng share premium na related to that, and also yung treasury shares na share premium. And yung difference nun, na 90,000, okay, 400,000 kasi, no? Ni-retire lahat ng treasury Okay, pag binalikan mo yung sa notes natin kanina, yung earlier problem, 400,000 yung total treasury shares. Kasi lahat daw ng treasury shares, i-retire mo siya. Okay? So, ito yung pro forma entries natin to record yung ating retirement of treasury shares. Okay, so during the presentation of the financial statements, specifically this balance sheet presentation, the standard provides that the total cost of treasury shares should be shown in the balance sheet as a reduction to the total stockholders equity or shareholders equity. Kasi nga, nasa debit siya yung treasury shares na to. Nasa debit yung normal balance niya. So, we have to record it. Parang nasa debit. Parang deduction siya. Deducted siya dito sa total shareholders equity. How about, okay, number 5, I think na learning objectives natin. Let's discuss. What about this? No, yung ka-convert natin yung preference share into an ordinary share. So, ano ba yung theory behind it? So, a convertible preference share usually issued at a higher price because of the special conversion privilege can be converted into ordinary share or bond. So, yung accounting for this conversion of preference share no to a similar or to retirement of share. So, parang same lang din siya. Parang ni-retire mo yung preference share, then you just recognize another new ordinary share. So, yung account balances related to the shares converted are debited and ordinary share or bond is credited. Okay, so let's explain this theory using this simple illustrative problem. Okay, so we have here, it's given no, sa problem, we have 1 million worth of preference share capital. Ito yung par value niya, yung total shares. And also, we have here share premium related to preference na 150,000. And also, here, ordinary, tsaka yung corresponding ordinary share premium niya, 1.5 and 500,000. And also, we have here, given sa problem na retained earnings. So, yung concept na in-explain natin dito guys is what is our journal entries no to record this conversion from preference share to ordinary share. So let's have this yung concept natin kanina, i-debit natin lahat ng i-retire natin or i-convert na preference, tapos i-credit natin lahat ng ordinary shares kasi mag-recognize tayo ng new type of shares or additional to that ordinary share. So, what we debit here is yung total. Sabi dito, if 2,000 shares of preference shares are converted, so hindi lahat ng preference share, no, convert only the 2,000. So, we just multiply it according to that par value of the preference share na 200,000. Okay, 2,000 shares multiply sa par value ng 100 peso per share, that's 200,000. We have also here share premium preference, 2,000 multiplied by 15 pesos. Sir, saan nanggaling yung 15 pesos? Siyempre, yung difference niya doon sa, I think given din ito, yung 15 pesos na to doon sa ating, I'll just go back to the given problem, issuance, donation, we're done with that, and memorandum entry, conversion, ito, conversion, nakalagay doon, share premium ng preference is 150,000 given. So, pag divide natin yan, yung 150,000 divided by 10,000 shares, you will get that 15 pesos per share, yung share premium niya. Okay? So, multiply mo lang doon sa total number of shares na kinonvert. You will get the 30,000. So, sabi natin yung ordinary share capital, how much ba yung value niya? 30 pesos par. Yung value niya, 30 pesos par. 30, that multiply natin sa 2,000 shares. Tapos, yung 3, let's see, saan nanggaling yung 3 times 3? Okay. Times 3, 1 million times 3, then you will get yung 180,000. I'm looking at the number 3, no? Okay, for a while, guys. Alright, ano ba yung ratio ng preference sa ordinary? So we have 1 million is to 1.5. So 2.5, ni-retire yung 2,000 shares. Okay. Times 30, par value, 1.5. Okay. 100,000. I think nanggaling yan sa 30 pesos. Right. For a while, guys. Okay. Just take a break muna while I'm just going back to that. Okay. Ito pala siya, guys. 1 share of preference share for 3 shares. Okay. So, sorry, medyo na-lost ako dun sa given problem, no? So, hindi siya naka-number, kundi naka-number in word siya. Okay, 3 shares. 1 share ko no, guys, ang ordinary, as ang preference share, 1:3. Ka-convert natin yung 1 preference share into 3 ordinary share. So, 2,000 yung shares niya. Multiply natin sa 3. Okay, 3 shares daw yung equivalent niya yung 1 preference share. So, 3 times 30 pesos. Okay, yung 30 pesos na yan yung par value ng ating ordinary share. And any difference, 230 minus 180, that's 50. That will go to another new account. Share premium. Tapos yung full name niya, conversion of preference share to ordinary. Pero share premium siya. Parang it's a gain, no, on the part of the corporation. Okay. Case number 2, what will happen daw if one share of preference is equal to 5 shares? So, kanina 3, di ba? Pero yung conversion niya, 2,000 shares of preference share. So, let's compute. 2,000 times 100, that's 200,000. So, 2,000 again times 15, 30,000. Yung ordinary share capital natin is only at 300,000. Kasi nga, 2,000 shares yung convert, multiply natin by 5. Kasi 1:5 given din sa problem. 1 share is to 5 yung ordinary share. Times 30 pesos yung par value niya. So, yung difference na 70 will go to retained earnings. Okay. And lastly, guys, we have here recapitalization. So, this is the last part of our learning objectives in doing this lecture, no? So what do we mean about yung recapitalization, no? As we read, recapitalization occurs when there is a change in the capital structure of the company. Okay? Recapitalization meaning it's either assumption ko, it's either convert yung ordinary shares to preference, or there is a conversion, or there is a retirement. So mag-iba yung total capital structure ng company. So it requires a cancellation of accounts of the related to that old issue, and also yung setting up of accounts related to the new issuance. It's either kakancel at ng issue, no, yung mga prior issuance, tapos mag-set up tayo ng new accounts, no, related to this. Also, we will have some few illustrative problem or journal entries in connection to this recapitalization. So the difference between the value of assigned to the new issue and the value of the old issue is credited to share premium and or debited to retained earnings. Any difference daw, yung concept kasi, when we recapitalize, we debit everything, yung difference na yun, doon sa retained earnings, or we credit that to the share premium. Okay, ano ba yung mga types of recapitalization? So, this is the last part. We will discuss yung, I think, these are 6, no? We have 6 types of recapitalization. And one by one, we will discuss this. Okay, number 1, change from par to no par value. So, let's see. Assume the following. So, we have this cases as well, no? We have few cases in connection to this. Change from par to no par share. So, assume the following, sabi dito, ordinary share capital amounting to 1 million, share premium na 200, and also yung retained earnings. So, ito yung given, no, sa ating illustrative problem. So, case number 1, all of the 10,000 shares are called in for cancellation, and 10,000 shares of no par ordinary share with stated value of 50 pesos per share are instead issued. So what would be our entry since parang i-cancel, no? I-cancel lahat ng 10,000 shares daw. So meaning cancel, you will come up agad dun sa mind mo na we will cancel yung shares, then we will debit yung share capital accounts and yung share premium related to that. So given the sa problem kanina, no, we have this ordinary share na 1 million and also we have here 200,000 given din sa problem na share premium. What will happen? No, we will change daw, okay, from par to no par. But yung meron siyang stated value na 50 pesos. Then we will use this stated value na 50 pesos. Okay, times mo dun sa 10,000, you will get 500,000 pesos. So, yung difference niya, 700,000, will go to share premium dash recapitalization. Okay, so that's change from par to no par, case number 1. So what about in case number 2 natin? Okay, case number 2, all of the 10,000 shares are called in for cancellation and 10,000 shares of no par ordinary share with a stated value of 150 pesos. So, kanina yung case number 1, I think 50 pesos lang no per share. So, case number 2, we have 150 pesos. Mas mataas siya. So, ika-cancel natin 1.2 again, but yung ordinary new share capital, no, at 150, 10,000 shares times 150 pesos na stated value, so that's 1.5. So, 1.5 minus 1.2, yung difference niya is nasa debit. So, we'll debit yung retained earnings. Alright. So, what about, ito, 2 cases na actually under this concept, no? Change from par to no par share. So, let's take up naman yung opposite niya from no par naman to par. Okay, no par, tapos to par value share. So, yung concept niya, kakancel mo yung share capital, you debit it, and yung new capital structure, okay? So, nagpalit tayo from no par, gagawin natin par value share. So, yung given dito, 2 million na share capital, and also we have this retained earnings na 1.8. So, what would be our case number 1? We have all of the 20,000 shares are called in exchange to 20,000. No, below na naman siya at 50 pesos. Okay, we debit yung ordinary share capital, yung given sa problem, nagka-cancel natin lahat nun. So, 20,000 shares, new issuance times mo sa 50, that's 1M. So, there's a difference dito sa credit. So, we will recognize a share premium dash recapitalization. Okay, case number 2, parang na picture out mo na. So, yung opposite niyan, instead of share premium, opposite niya, okay, retained earnings. Pero debit naman siya. So, at na-issue siya, okay, in exchange, 20,000, kinonvert siya, no, from no par to par value, pero mas malaki siya, then we will recognize the 1 million na difference. So, saan ang galing yan? 20,000 shares times 150, that's 3 million. So, difference na lang is nasa debit. Okay, so we will recognize the share, the retained earnings, rather. Okay, case number 3 natin, reduction of par value. So, wala siyang conversion from no par to par, or no par to par, or par to no par. Nag-reduce lang yung par value niya. Okay, given sa problem, no, we have here, ordinary share, yung par value niya kasi is at 100 peso. So, to effect yung par value of 100, na-reduce siya to 70,000. So, it means we just debit yung ordinary share capital. Yung difference nila at 100 peso par, no? Yung difference niya times minus 70, 100 times minus 70, may difference yan at 30 pesos times mo dun sa 10,000 shares. Okay? So, we will get yung 300,000 pesos. So, we have here share premium on dash recapitalization. So, that would be our entry. So, what will happen kung nireduce natin yung stated value? Kasi ito, nag-reduce lang tayo dun sa par value. So, technically, yung concept niya, pag nag-reduce tayo ng par value and stated value, it's the same thing, no? Ordinary share, capital, debit, and we credit yung share premium. Same concept lang din siya, no? From 100 peso, yung stated value niya to 70 pesos. Okay, what about this split up? So, when we say split up, nag-split lang tayo, no? Split up. Kasi yung isa, we have different concept of this split up, no? So, split up, as we read, no, is a transaction whereby the corporation calls in the original shares for cancellation to be replaced by a larger number of shares. Okay? Titingnan natin sa next example natin. So, yung definition ng split up is like this. Nag-split sila pero mas malaki yung ipapalit niya na number of shares. So, for example, we have here a company with 100 peso par value ordinary share, 10,000 shares issued and outstanding. Wants to have a split up. Ito, split up siya 5, 4, 1. So, sa isang share, so one share, magiging 5 siya. So, though times natin 50, no? Times 5. So, in this case, the company would issue 50,000 shares at 20 pesos. The par value ordinary share in exchange for the original issue. Kasi yung par value is 100. Kasi yung nag-change lang dito guys, yung number of shares, but the total peso of value niya is the same thing, no? Wala siyang pinagkaiba. Okay? There's no change in the share capital of the company. Same lang din siya. Parang nag-split up lang siya, no? Nag-split yung 10,000 shares, naging 50,000. Pero yung par value niya, mas lumiit. So, from 100 peso, naging 20. There's only a change in the number of shares, no? As we see. No formal entry. Ayan. Yung maganda sa split up, wala siyang journal entry. So, you just need to memorize or you just need to understand what's the theory or rationale behind it. A memorandum entry is sufficient to record this transaction. Memo entry lang. Like for example, here. Ito lang. Yan lang yung susulat natin dun sa ating libro, no? Memorandum entry. Okay. Issued 50,000 new shares with par value of 20 pesos as a result of 541 of 10,000 old shares with par value of 100 peso. So, next, after the split up, ibig sabihin may split down. Split down, reverse lang siya ng split up. So, kung ano yung nakalagay doon, sa split up kanina, so from 10,000 naging 50,000. Opposite niya lang yun. From 50,000 naging 10,000. Yung 20 pesos naging 100. Okay? Yan lang yung ibig sabihin niya. So for example, split down 5 to 1. So from 50,000 or yung 10,000 naging, i-divide mo lang sa 5. Then you will get the 2,000 shares. Pero yung par value niya ng 100 peso will be multiplied by 5 pesos. So, magiging 500 pesos. So, yan lang din. We will just record it doon sa ating libro as a memorandum entry. And, yeah, sad to say, this is the last slide. This is my last presentation for this class and hopefully I could meet you again sa Zoom class natin, no? On Friday before our final exam. And, sabi ko nga, it's an honor to serve you guys and this online platform really help us, no? Actually, malaki rin tulong sa atin lahat, ano? And I'm just so happy and I'm just so glad to be part of your journey and I would like to appreciate you guys and hopefully this is my sincere prayer to you all, no? Sa inyong lahat actually to be successful in life, not just here sa education but the total value of your life. How do we make an impact, a good influence to anybody, you know, sa circle of friends natin? How do we motivate one another? And this is just a once in a lifetime experience kasi you cannot go back to this season. So my advice to you is just to maximize, no, each and seize every opportunity that will come along the way, no? And yeah, just always ask God to give us the sense of direction. And sometimes we're just so hook up sa mga problems natin, sa mga mistakes natin in the past, but take heart, sabi nga ni Jesus, di ba? Because I have overcome the world. And God, even God actually have this a sincere confidence to us, towards us, that we will, kumbaga, we will also overcome this world. And I know you can do it, guys. Just keep moving on, keep on studying, don't stop, don't quit, no? Kumbaga, winners don't quit. So if you want to win in this life, it will always come up first dito sa mind natin. So first pa lang sa mind natin, let's have this, take time to rest as well. Kung pagod ka na, no? So we have to energize. Kumbaga, hindi mo kayang makasurvive to this online class kung wala kang tulog, wala kang pahinga. So you have to reset as well yourself, no? Kung kailangan mag-distance ka muna sa social media, so we have to do it as well. So I'm just honored, I'm just so thankful to be part of your journey, and I would like to congratulate you for passing this subject as well, no? And hopefully I could see you soon, not just here sa online platform, no? And we don't have any face-to-face classes, but I'm just so thankful as well. So yan lang, guys. Peace, and I pray that God will continue to bless you as well, you and your family as well. And I'm just so thankful to be part of this journey. Alright, so thank you so much, and I will see you in our next